Good morning or good afternoon, everyone, depending on where you're joining us from, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Chris from Business Review, and I will be your host today. It's our pleasure to have Lipofoods with us today, who will be presenting this webinar titled Inside Beauty Solutions by Lipofoods. Today's guest speakers are Isabel Gomez, Lipofoods Marketing Manager, and Martina Vakarelova, Sphera Encapsulation Business Development Manager. I'd like to welcome you to our webinar platform On24. You'll notice that this webinar is browser-based, so if you do disconnect for any reason, please just click on the link that you received via email to rejoin the session. In order to ask any questions, you can send them in via the questions widget. Just type them into the box at the top left-hand corner of your screen and click Submit. We will allocate some time at the end of the session to address any questions or thoughts that you may have. Please use the yellow Help widget if you require any assistance, and you can move, resize, and maximize any of the windows in front of you to get a better view of the slides. But for now, please allow me to welcome Isabel Gomez.
Hello, thank you for joining us today in our Inside Beauty Solutions webinar. Throughout this webinar session, we're going to introduce to you our latest launch in botanical ingredients, namely Curcushine microcapsules, which is based on microencapsulated curcumin, and it has anti-aging benefits for the beauty from within market. So I will give you a brief presentation about our company. We are Lipofoods. We are part of the Lubrizol Corporation, and we are a company specialized in branded microencapsulated functional ingredients with the objective to provide our customers in the functional foods and dietary supplements with solutions to add value and allow them to create leading performance claims in their finished products. We are based in Barcelona. However, we have a worldwide distributor network in over 30 countries. So our expertise is based on microencapsulation. That's our core business. We have developed several technologies of microencapsulation depending on the nature of the active ingredient and also depending on the kind of final application in which the product is going to be incorporated in. Some claims or some benefits you can obtain throughout microencapsulation technology go from improved dispersibility and stability. Also, we can manage to minimize the unpleasant taste of certain ingredients, like in the case of metallic, of taste of minerals, and also in the case of caffeine, that it tends to provide a bitter taste. Through microencapsulation, we've managed to accomplish a good tasting product. We can also provide control interactions. In the case, for instance, when we mix infant formula iron with DHA, these two ingredients together tend to interact. So through microencapsulation, we've managed also to control these interactions. Through microencapsulation, we can also control the release of the active ingredient in such a way that we are able to target the correct sites where the product is supposed to be absorbed. Therefore, we're able to enhance bioavailability. So all these benefits, we've managed to create two product platforms, which are the botanical ingredients and the microencapsulated minerals. In this slide, you can see the contents of our presentation today. There are three major sections. In the first section, we're going to talk about the inside beauty market. What is it a hot trend? Why is it gaining momentum? And we're also going to bring up some of the data, why this market is growing, what are the drivers of this growth. In the second part of the presentation, we're going to talk about curcumin. Why is it also a hot ingredient in the spotlight, which is being introduced in a lot of formulations? So what are the benefits associated to this product, but what are also the problems? And what's the link between skin health and curcumin when it's being ingested? And in the last part of the presentation, we're going to present our product, Curcushine microcapsules. My colleague Martina is going to present the innovative delivery system they have accomplished to provide the product of curcumin with high solubility and bioavailability. Then I'm going to present some results on some tests we did in order to demonstrate the benefits of Curcushine microcapsules in the skin. And then we're going to wrap up this presentation with the applications for which the product is suitable and all the benefits, not only from the B2B or manufacturing standpoint, but also for the consumers, for the B2C. So first of all, a little market data. As we know, the global nutraceuticals market is a growing market. It's actually projected to reach up to 285 billion by 2021, with an annual growth rate of 7 to 8%. So all of the launches of nutraceuticals last year, we've checked that one of the most desired claims, together with cognitive health and energy and stamina, is skin health. That means that consumers looking for nutraceuticals are also desiring to have beauty benefits when they ingest a product. This is when beauty from within or NUTRICOSMETICS becomes an important trend, as there is a current demand for nutritional solutions to manage skin concerns from the inside out. You can see so many ways or terms to refer to NUTRICOSMETICS. I put in this slide some ways to refer to it. It's ingestibles, edible beauty, consumable skincare, beauty from within, inside-out skincare. So there are even more ways to refer to NUTRICOSMETICS. At the end of the day, the important thing is that the concept is based on the fact that you ingest something that is going to have an effect on your skin appearance. So this is some data on the NUTRICOSMETICS market. It's poised to reach almost $8 billion by 2025 with an annual growth rate of 5%. So what are the major market drivers associated to this growth? The first one and the most important one, according to me, would be the rising consumers' awareness. Because every day more, the consumers see the link between a healthy diet and the appearance of the skin. And this growth is also coupled with a busy lifestyle. People like millennials are trying to find on-the-go convenient formats to take care not only of the health, but also of the skin. That's why these two major drivers are those that are the most important in the NUTRICOSMETICS market growth. So among all the desired claims, we've seen that those are more demanded are, first of all, the anti-aging claims, then also the UV or solar protection, and also people are looking or demanding solutions from the inside for hair care and nails care. At the end, what is happening is that NUTRICOSMETICS is a growing market because consumers are really embracing the inside-out phenomenon. So it's time for our first poll question. So if you were to buy
Okay, I think we've just lost our speaker momentarily, but we should be getting them back in just a second. So if you just want to bear with us one moment. Oh, okay,
sorry,
brilliant.
we had some technical issue. We're back on. So I was saying we were ready for our first poll questioning. So if you were to buy a beauty supplement in the market, which is the kind of claim you would desire to acquire? Would it be an anti-aging, antioxidant benefit? Would it be an anti-dermal, an anti-acne? Maybe you're looking for a skin whitening product from within, or maybe you are trying to find a UV or solar protection kind of benefit. So now I'll give you a couple of minutes to think about this and submit your answers, and then we'll review the results. Thank you.
Okay, and just while the audience are voting, any other comments on this question?
I just think that people are trying to find multifunctional NUTRICOSMETICS products. So sometimes it's hard to define only one benefit. You want to have them all together in one product. But I'm very keen to find out if you have to or you want to buy a product, what's the kind of benefit you would be searching at first sight? What's the most important for you to address when you go to a market and you want to get a beauty supplement? I'm just looking to find out what people think. Because, you know, there are so many problems and so many ways to address these problems from the inside. So I think it's going to be interesting to find out about the results and what people think.
Okay, thank you very much. And now if we'd like to look at the results.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, sort of expected, everyone is trying to find an anti-aging or antioxidant solution from within. Thank you so much for participating. This is very useful to us. So I'm going to move on to the next slide. Discussing a little bit more about the NutriCosmetic market, because it's a very interesting thing happening. One of the key factors growing this market is the fact that a lot of companies are approaching the inside-out concept. That is, that we have some cosmetic companies trying to include nutritional supplements as a complementary effect to their topical products for an integral or wholesome skincare. And on the other hand, you also have nutritional companies trying to offer nutritional supplements with beauty claims. So you see that there is like convergence, or there is like cosmetics and nutrition finding each other in the middle of the game. So it's very interesting to see how each company is trying to approach that middle place that is the NutriCosmetics. There are also a key factor is that people are trying to find natural solutions, sustainable solutions, also from within. And sometimes in order to be able to provide these natural ingredients, you may need some technology behind those products in order to assure they will be properly absorbed. So that's when technology also takes an important place within NutriCosmetics. There is also a key factor that there is a positive legislation framework. That means that every day more we have claims and we have proven efficacy of these products, demonstrating that they do work when ingested. This all has led to having a bigger consumer awareness. Consumers are starting to really trust these products, and that's why there is a growing demand for inside beauty solutions in the current time. In this slide, you can see actually some, we took it from a report from Intel. You see that there is a global increase in the launches of NutriCosmetics. In the first image, you can see the new product development for vitamin and mineral supplements. And you can see the percentage of those launches per region, how many represent the NutriCosmetics. So as you can see, it's led by Japan. Japan is the area or the region that is launching more products in NutriCosmetics within the nutraceuticals. But the rest of regions are also catching up with Japan. So it's very interesting to see that a lot of regions are starting to launch products for beauty from within. So the top ingredients we've seen they are launching include minerals, botanicals, collagen, and vitamins. And according also to a survey, in China, for instance, 29% of the population are agreeing to buy beauty supplements because they believe they can help for their skin health. In the US, you see that almost half of the population that was interviewed, they are already ingesting vitamins and mineral supplements because they think it will help their skin. And in Brazil, more than 40% are also keen to get this kind of products to complement their topical regimen for skincare. So it's definitely a growing trend that is important to keep an eye on this trend because I think it's going to be even bigger in the coming future. So now it's time for our second poll question. So if you were again to buy a NutriCosmetic product, what kind of ingredients would you be more interested in finding in the formulations? Would it be a more botanical kind of ingredients or proteins like collagen that we are aware that is very powerful when it comes to skin aging and skin wrinkling? Would it be minerals, vitamins, coenzymes, or maybe hyaluronic acid? If you go to a supermarket, you want to get a beauty supplement, which is the ingredient you would be searching for in the formula? So again, I will give you a couple of minutes to figure that out and to submit your answer.
Thank you very much for that. Any further comments on this question?
Yeah, I think there's a big trend on clean and sustainability and natural products. So I think a lot of people are trying to get this in the products they're ingesting. But there is also a well-known expertise on collagen and hyaluronic acid. So I'm also interested to know if people are wanting to get more plant-based kind of products, or maybe they still want to go with traditional collagen hyaluronic acid. I'm just interested to know what's more important or what do they appreciate more in terms of NutriCosmetics.
Okay, thank you very much. And if we'd like to have a look at the results.
Sure. Wow, so this is promising. Yeah, you have botanicals as the first option. So yeah, I think it's very major trend that people are wanting more and more sustainable natural ingredients. So this only confirms that. So I think it's a good product to have, a botanical ingredient, including NUTRICOSMETICS. It's exciting results for us, for sure. Thank you for participating in this question poll. Now I'm going to move on to the next slide. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about curcumin. Why is it a hot trend? Why is everyone trying to include curcumin in their products? What are the benefits to skin health? But also, what are the problems? So curcumin is a turmeric's main bioactive polyphenol, and it has numerous health benefits. We know that turmeric is one of the most revered plants in Ayurveda, which is the Indian traditional medicinal system. And it has been used as a spice, food colorant, food preservative, and as a medicinal herb for a long time. Here I put some of the benefits among others, but curcumin has been studied for a long time, and there are two major properties that curcumin are defined for. One is the antioxidant powerful properties and also the anti-inflammatory. How is curcumin linked to skin aging? Well, skin aging, especially the intrinsic skin aging, is actually the result of the exposure of external factors like UV radiation. So we know that aging process due to UV radiation is driven by the lifelong accumulation of some species, like the reactive oxygen species, which eventually lead to the activation of some enzymes like hyaluronidase or collagenase and elastase, which are damaging the collagen or the elastin, which can further contribute to skin damage. This is on one hand. On the other hand, also the presence of these reactive oxygen species derivates on the accumulation of advanced glycation end products, AGEs, which also lead to the oxidative stress. So these advanced glycation end products contribute to skin aging also because it deteriorates the existing collagen because it breaks the collagen. It makes the collagen more fragile. So the combination of these two are very important when it comes to skin aging. So this is when curcumin comes to the game because it has such a powerful antioxidant activity that we proved it actually eliminates the effect of ages, and it can also reduce the reactive oxygen species in human dermal fibroblasts. We'll see later in our results, but this is the way how curcumin is able to contribute to prevent the skin aging. On the other hand, curcumin is a well-known anti-inflammatory agent. So there is a strong link between oxidative and inflammation. Normally when there is oxidative stress, there is the generation of inflammatory cells, which generate also the reactive oxygen species. So curcumin has been shown to have a dual inhibitory capacity to block the pathway signaling when it comes to the formation of inflammatory molecules. As you can see in the image, curcumin is able to block two enzymes that are associated to inflammatory response. That's why it's a very powerful anti-inflammatory agent, as it's able to block this inflammation process by two different pathways. So why is curcumin also considered to be a powerful collagen protector? Well, those of you that work with skin care, you know that collagen is one of the major building blocks of the skin. That is the one responsible for elasticity and strength of the skin. So when there is this damage due to UV radiation, like the generation of the reactive oxygen species, combined with the accumulation of glycation end products, the collagen will be deteriorated significantly. So that's why curcumin is a very good natural agent that can help us to protect the collagen, because it's an agent that is able to reduce the reactive oxygen species and also the glycation end products, therefore protecting collagen. So I think we've established at this point that curcumin is a natural anti-aging ally because it has a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory capacity. So it can definitely slow down the aging process. However, it does have a little problem. It's poorly bioavailable. So this is something we managed to solve thanks to the cooperation with our partner, technological partner, Esfera. So now I will give it to Martina to present the product, and she's going to explain a little bit about the microencapsulation technology they've used in order to improve some properties of curcumin. And then I'm going to present the results we have on some testing on the skin. And to wrap up this presentation, she's going to present the applications and the benefits of the product. I'll leave it to Martina now.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the webinar. We were very pleased to see that there is really a great interest on the product. It was very nice to see that. As I was kindly introduced by our host, I'm Martina, the Business Development Manager at Sfera Encapsulation. Sfera is the first Italian company dedicated 100% to the research and development of new solutions regarding micro and nano-encapsulation technologies. Since the philosophy of our company is to use only biodegradable and natural materials, this perfectly and beautifully blended with the philosophy of Lipofoods, and this is how we created this product. And today I would like to try to get into more details about the very innovative technology that we have developed and about the product itself. Curcushine is the first launch from the botanical ingredients by Lipofoods and part of the Inside Beauty Solutions. It is a highly bioavailable curcumin for wholesome living, a product that we are actually very proud of because it's one of a kind. So the most important features of Curcushine is that we will be speaking about today is the superior absorption, the higher solubility in water. Both of these are due to the particular particle size, its properties to protect when it comes to oxidative stress, and of course the collagen care. The product, as I said, was born out of a wonderful partnership between Sfera Encapsulation and Lipofoods. We were keen on creating something unique when it comes to curcumin because we know that there is a very high demand from the market for something like that, and our main idea was to focus on something that is really water soluble and not water dispersible. Our partnership lies in a licensing agreement of a patent pending formulation of lipophilic substances, which makes them highly bioavailable and water-soluble encapsulates. As you're going to see on this slide, the patent-pending delivery system developed by Sfera is able to combine the advantages given by a biodegradable and natural shell with a tuned particle size that guarantees transparency, higher solubility and stability in solutions without the presence of aggregation, and last but not least, a very high bioavailability. The technology used to produce the capsule is mild, not involving the use of thermal treatments. And this is very important because normally thermal treatment can affect the integrity of some molecules. By the developed technology, the average dimension of the product, as you will see in the next slide, is 200 to 300 microns. And this gives an important advantage when it comes to the handling of the product due to its great flowability and low dust content. In this slide, in the next slide, you can see how the curcumin extract in water looks like and how Curcushine in water looks like after encapsulation of the extract. The solubility in water is dramatically increased. The solution containing encapsulated curcumin in water is transparent and homogeneous, and this is possible due to the dimensions of the capsules and the low polydispersity index and the size of the capsule that is very particular, and the high superficial charge allows the particles to stay in solution, avoiding the agglomeration phenomena. Here we are going to show you a photo and you explain it. The video shows different phases of the this happens also after long periods of time. I would like to mention something really extraordinary for us here. The encapsulation technique that we are using allows us to avoid the use of any excipients. So what you saw in the video is only the encapsulated curcumin and nothing else. There are no excipients in the formula. Here on the slide, you can see two graphs that are showing the stability of Curcushine compared to the non-encapsulated extract that was analyzed in presence of two strong stress conditions known to largely impact the resistance of curcumin in solution, UV rays and hydrogen peroxide. So the solution is water. In the first case, as shown in the first graph, Curcushine showed a very high retention of curcumin in presence of a solution containing hydrogen peroxide, a strong oxidant molecule. Indeed, you can see that after 2 hours, the amount of the non-encapsulated curcumin was increased to more than 13%, but the one of Curcushine was unchanged. The higher stability of Curcushine compared to the natural curcumin extract was shown when exposed to UV rays as well. And you can see that after 2.5 hours, the amount of retained curcumin was 16% in the case of the natural extract and more than 85% in the case of Curcushine. In both cases, the higher stability showed by Curcushine is a consequence of the protection given by the encapsulant matrix that is able to protect the molecule from the interaction with these agents. We also made some other studies that Isabel is going to show to you now.
Yes, we want to position the product for the infant beauty market. We performed some in vitro testing to assess on the oxidative stress capabilities of our Curcushine products. In order to do that, we took some human dermal fibroblast cells, and they were treated with our product at different concentrations, 5 and 10 micrograms per milliliter, and they were also benchmarked again one of the very well-known antioxidant extracts, which is the green tea extract. So as you can see in the image, there is a significant reduction of the reactive oxygen species compared to the other extracts. So we can conclude from this assay that there is a significant reactive oxygen species reduction with our product, indicating that it can protect the skin from antioxidant damages. So it protects the skin aging from within. In the next slide, you can see some images. In this case, they were taken by microscope, and in yellow stains, you can see the rust damage. That means that the most yellow parts are those that had more damage due to the reactive oxygen species. So as you can see in the part of the Curcushine, when the cells were treated, in this case, the cells were keratinocytes, are the dermal cells which are indicated in the epidermis. You can appreciate that with our product, there is a more significant protection of the oxidative stress also compared to the benchmark. So we can also conclude that our product showed a significant oxidative stress protection in human dermal fibroblasts. As we know, glycation is a major problem as well associated to skin aging. We also performed an in vitro testing to realize if there was protection for UVA-induced glycation. So in this case, the keratinocytes were also treated with our product at different concentrations. In this case, the cells were subjected to UVA radiation to induce the protein glycation. And as you can see in the results, there is also a significant reduction of the glycation end products when the cells were treated with Curcushine microcapsules. So we can also say that this product protects human dermal cells from UVA-induced glycation. And in the last test, in this case, it was in vivo. So we had a panel of volunteers which ingested curcuminoids, 750 milligrams, as free curcumin, and also ingested our product, the same concentration. And then we determined the amount of curcumin absorbed in blood at different time points. So as you can see in the graph, in the kinetics profiles, there is a superior Curcushine absorption as there is a peak and there is a sustained absorption of the curcumin in comparison to the free curcumin that is very quickly absorbed, but is also very quickly eliminated. Therefore, we can say that there is a superior absorption profile with Curcushine compared to free curcumin. Now I leave it back to Martina, that is going to explain to you all the possible applications that you can enable through the use of microencapsulated curcumin, our branded Curcushine microcapsules.
As you can see from the slides, we gave you an idea of several applications that we have. We can use it for tablets, you can use it for chews, gummies, beauty drinks, sachets, or capsules. But here I would like to point out that we have already done some experiments in our laboratories in order to integrate Curcushine in different products. And I would like to give you some specific examples because it's always a lot easier for clients to actually imagine how they can apply the product in the existing products or just create a new one. Since the product is really versatile, we did different experiments ranging from yogurt to beauty products. Curcushine seems very suitable for dairy products. We also did some tests with model beverages and with beauty products such as face creams, body lotions, and sprays. So it seems that the opportunities are limitless, and this is why it's very interesting to get to our third question, which is what is the application you're planning to develop? Are you interested in a functional beverage or a beverage, or to a ready-to-use supplement, something like a sachet or probably a capsule or just a compressed tablet? Are you interested in a functional food, or maybe in cosmetics, a cream, a spray, or you're just curious about the product itself? This is very interesting for us to, we will give you, again, it's not exactly a couple of minutes, it's a little bit less, but just because it's very, very important for us to know the feedback of the customers and what do they want to do with the product, because this helps us understand the market and also to help to develop it. So we give you a little bit of time and then we can discuss it.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Any further questions, any further information you'd like to add to this polling question?
We actually tried all of these with Curcushine and all of these work, but for us it's very important to understand which are the most, the ones that are, let's say, searched from the market, because we did some model beverages and it was very beautiful because the transparency of the product gives it a very, very beautiful color, let's say. And then there is something very specific about it, that since it's encapsulated, and we claim that it's very good encapsulated, it has no odor and no taste, which means that you can put it in any beverage or a functional food without altering the appearance or the taste of the product. And this is something very important in my opinion, because it allows you to create many products. Because you can, for example, you can make a beverage that, let's say that curcumin is yellowish, so you can make something with the flavor of an orange. But if you would like to, you can put strawberry, because actually it has no taste or odor. So it's really limitless in this case. So for us, it's very interesting to see what the customers think about that.
Yeah, thank you very much. And if we'd like to look at the results?
Sure. Okay, the results are very interesting because it's almost equal from functional beverages, ready-to-use supplements, and functional foods. I guess people cannot imagine curcumin in a cream, but I have to tell to you that it's very pretty actually. It's a very, very beautiful yellow. And we would like to go to the benefits and to show you the benefits to the B2B ones and the B2C ones. So when we are speaking about the B2C benefits, we have a significant oxidative stress and glycation protection, collagen protection, and enhanced bioavailability. And when we speak about the B2B benefits, we have something that is very highly soluble. It's an innovative delivery system. It's better antioxidant. It has a better antioxidant performance. And what I just said, that is absolutely odorless and tasteless, because When we have active ingredients such as curcumin, this is something very important because people have different tastes, and sometimes you are not taking a supplement even if you need to, just because you really cannot stand the odor or the taste of the active ingredient. And to wrap this up, everything is about healthy aging, so we are very happy with the product. And we want to thank you for being in this webinar. I'm going to leave it to our host because we have the question session. That for us is the most interesting part because it's your feedback to us.
Yeah, thank you very much. And just a reminder for the audience, in order to ask questions, you can send them in via the questions widget. So just type them into the box at the top left-hand corner of your screen and click submit. But it looks like we've got some questions coming through already. So the first question is, what is the product's resistance to acidic pH?
Okay, so the product is designed to be very resistant to acidic pH. Actually, the product is very happy when in acidic pH, because when we were creating the product, we were thinking about the pH of most food and beverages, and we decided that what is most important is that, for example, the beverage market, 93, if I'm not mistaken, 5% of the beverages have acidic pH. So for us, it was important to concentrate on this point and create something that is very stable in acidic pH. So this is a very positive point of our product.
Thank you very much. So the next question asks, since your product is encapsulated, does it avoid the staining of the teeth when ingested?
That's a very good question because as we know, curcumin is something that really can make cola. So when something is encapsulated, one of the main reasons actually to encapsulate is to prevent that. And we did some tests, we did some exams with this, and it doesn't stain. And we also created some gummy bears and chewables, and it doesn't stain at all because it is encapsulated, so it stays inside the capsule.
Thank you very much for that. So the next question asks, where does the high solubility come from?
Okay, the high solubility comes from the patent pending technology because we discovered a specific range of the particle size that gives a very, very high solubility. And this combined with the encapsulating mattress that we are using, it just creates the high solubility of the product. So it's actually a combination between the two, the size of the particles with the matrix that we are using to encapsulate, and I might say also with the technique, the microencapsulation technique that we are using, because as you know, when something is granulated, it's a lot easier to be solubilized. So this is helping as well. But since the technique is made in a specific way, we don't need to use excipients. So this is a very good point. So the product is as it is, and you don't need to add anything else.
Okay, thank you very much. So the next question says, what are some successful examples of applications?
For now, we have the nutraceuticals. So we have sachets and also compressed tablets. But as I mentioned before, we have also started to do some experiments in the laboratories in order to incorporate the product into food mattresses. I gave an example of yogurt because in yogurt it's quite nice, and because since it's very difficult to be integrated in food because of the very specific smell and taste that curcumin has. Since it's encapsulated, we decided that this is a very good point to try to integrate it in food matrices. And we also have some very successful experiments now in model beverages. Of course, when it comes to beverages, it's quite complicated to speak about that because a beverage depends on the matrix of the beverage itself, of the other ingredients as well. But when we are using the model beverages in the laboratory, it's quite stable. And the beautiful thing is that it just stays in solution all the time, and it's completely transparent.
Thank you very much. So the next question asks, what is the percentage of curcumin in your product?
So the percentage in Curcushine is 25. The product is with 25% of curcumin as an active ingredient.
Thank you very much. And the next question asks, how does the curcumin protect the collagen?
Okay, as we explained about the testing we did, it is able to protect human dermal fibroblasts from the reactive oxygen species, and is also able to protect from glycation due to UV radiation. So throughout the combination of these two factors, we are managed to protect the collagen. So I think that's a very nice way to improve the collagen capabilities from within throughout Curcushine. And we're also trying to perform in the future on a lot of more testing on collagen protection. But I think we are very confident that the product is performing very well for this kind of application.
Thank you very much. So the next question asks, what type of the ingredients of the loading material? I think you might mean which are included in the loading material.
Which type of, sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so the question reads, what type of the ingredients of the loading material?
You mean, I would guess that the question is about the shell of the capsule. So the shell of the capsule is made of, because it's patent pending, I'm not allowed to say too much on that, but what I can say is that it's changeable. So we're working with different materials, and we can make the shell kosher, halal, vegetarian, vegan. So the opportunities are quite big. What is innovative is about the technology and how we make the capsules. We are using, we can use different polymers to make the shell. And because of that, we have different opportunities to make the product also vegan and vegetarian. What is important about this technology is the technology itself, not the encapsulating material. And as I mentioned in the beginning of my part of the presentation, with Sfera use only biodegradable and natural materials. We use a lot of starches, we use a lot of proteins, alginates, pectins. So, but in this case, the technology is what it matters. Unfortunately, I cannot say too much about the encapsulating material since we are very close to the patent. So I have some legislations on that.
Okay, thank you very much. So the next question asks, would the product work with tea bag format? Is the product heat sensitive for RTD processing?
So we did some experiments on the heat sensitivity. We did some experiments on pasteurization because we already thought about, for example, dairy. We thought about some drinks. We need to do some more testing. For now, the product seems stable, yes. But we like to put things to the limits, to push things to the limits. So in order for us to absolutely say that the product is heat stable, we need to get to extreme pasteurization. So this is going to be some more experiments. But as I said, for us it's very important to, when we are creating a product, for us it's very important to know what is the final application. So for example, if it's a beverage, any kind of beverage that needs to be pasteurized, what we normally do is to get the technological process. So we understand how the company is creating the beverage. And in this case, we can, for example, test our product in the right way. So we can say to the company if in this case it's heat sensitive or not. In a normal pasteurization and the normal protocols of pasteurization and heat treatment, it is stable.
Okay, thank you very much. So the next question asks, what is the particle size of the product?
The particle size of the product is from 2 to 300 microns of the product itself.
Okay, thank you very much. The next question asks, hi, any comments on the hepatitis issue we are facing, especially in Italy?
Okay, we were very prepared for this question because it was, actually in Italy it was not such a big thing. It came out in some newspapers, but what I want to mention here is that very often when it comes to when it comes to questions like that, we have to face the fact that first, the media is not the most reliable source, because, for example, I also checked some foreign newspapers like French ones, Spanish ones, and so on, and this question was addressed only in Italy. And since in this case we're speaking about quite a big company that for many years they're on the market and they're doing quite fine, I would start also with speculations that maybe somebody was not happy about that, because for me the lack of information of what happened was a little bit shady, let's say, because they were speaking just about 100 people, and let's be honest, we're speaking about a product that's on the market for really ages and nothing ever happened. And not only that, think about India, because Indian people have curcumin in their diet for really a long time, and that's not fine. So I don't think it's a reliable information, to be honest. And for me, it's just a marketing campaign for let's say, shading a company that has been quite big and has been very good on the market.
Okay, thank you very much. So the next question says, can it be used in biological products?
Of course, yes. Yes, it can be used in biological products, surely.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think we have time for one more question. So this question asks, would the product work in a tea bag?
Yes, we actually are very keen to do that, because absolutely it can work in a tea bag, and the solution is going to be beautiful because it's totally dissolved in water, so this is going to be very, very nice in a tea bag. Yes, absolutely. Then it's stable, so it has no problem. It's encapsulated, so you can also put it with other herbs or any other substances inside the tea bag. Since it's encapsulated, it's going to be intact with the other substances as well. So absolutely it can work.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And just a reminder to the audience, if you didn't get your question answered today, they will be available to be answered at a later date. So that just leaves me to thank Isabel and Martina for what was a great presentation, and to Lipofoods for sponsoring this session. To the attendees watching, you will receive an email shortly telling you how to access the on-demand version of this webinar, or you can access this through our website, which is www.business-review-webinars.com. We look forward to sharing further webinars with you, so please do keep an eye out on the website just mentioned, and follow us on Twitter at BRWebinars for daily updates, and join our LinkedIn group Business Review Webinars. Thank you once again, and I hope you all have a very nice day.